Greetings everyone, sluzzle699 here, and in today's video we are casting for my cousin, sluzzle699. He had a terrible accident back in 1993, so he is unable to use his voice, but as you may know, he plays the most degenerate of decks, and today he's playing Big Priest. Now, before we get into this game, let's talk a little bit about the mulligan for Big Priest. So, typically, against aggro decks, you want to be keeping your removal, so your Holy Smite, your Penance, your Breath of the Infinite. Against slower decks, you'll want to keep your Sphere of Sapience, because you really don't want to draw your minions. You want to keep them in the deck, especially to get lots of value off your Blood of Cahoons and your Shadow Essences. You're also going to want to consider keeping Shadow Visions, Palm Reading, and Shadow Essence. Palm Reading is especially critical, enabling your Shadow Essence to come out a turn or two early. Now, it looks like Sluzzle here is attempting to deny someone for potential legend, which is always fun, and it looks like he has the mirror match. Now, the Big Priest mirror match, it's not the most enjoyable thing to play. And a card that a lot of players are running to help them in the mirror is Master Spell. Sluzzle is not running Master Spell in his list, though he does have a little secret up his sleeve. He's running Psychic Scream. Now, typically Psychic Scream has been cut from most Big Priest lists because it's just a little too slow for the current meta. For example, if you're up against a Dark Glare Warlock, they're going to get all this stuff out much earlier than turn 7. But Sluzzle here is running one as a bit of a surprise. Another problem here with the mirror is that Sluzzle's opponent got a minion out before he had a chance to. And Sluzzle's hand is also pretty bad. As you can see here, he doesn't have a Shadow Essence coming, he doesn't have a Shadow Visions, he doesn't have a Palm Reading. He's got a really good anti-aggro hand, but unfortunately, this isn't an aggro matchup. So again, a rough draw there. Now, he does have to clear this Vargoth because it is going into his opponent's Shadow Essence turn. So that Vargoth has got to go. There's also the danger though of the Palm Reading discounting a lot of cards in his opponent's hand. So it could be the case that we see a Resurrect into a Shadow Essence. That's pretty lucky. Can his opponent get the second Shadow Essence? Yes, he can. So this is pretty awful for Sluzzle. What's he going to do here? I guess he's going to have to Mass Hysteria. It's going to keep the 7/7 on the board though, which is unfortunate, and the 5/1. So I would probably use the Lash here, not the Penance, because you're just trying to deal the 1 damage. But now Sluzzle's opponent has a Vargoth, a Scrapyard Colossus with a Death Rattle effect, and the Blood of Cahoon in the res pool. Okay, Vargoth off the Eternal Servitude is pretty unfortunate for Sluzzle. Now it's turn 8, and again, Sluzzle can't do anything. He can't clear anything. Literally just has to pass the turn. Pretty unfortunate. Wow. But his emote game is strong. Okay, Resurrect hurts. Another cute little discover effect you can sometimes pull off is if you do have a lot of Vargoths like this, you can discover a Mind Blast. Some Big Priest lists actually run Malagos and Mind Blast, and even Emperor Thaurissan, but sometimes you can surprise your opponent with the discovered Mind Blast off a Palm Reading. So Sluzzle's opting to attempt to clear as much as he can here with that Mass Hysteria. He's unable to play the statue because he would just die on board. Okay, so Sluzzle's opponent needs 4 damage. Do they have 4 damage? They're going to try and discover 4 damage. Okay, is Sluzzle dead? Is Sluzzle dead?
Quite what was planned.
Looks like he's not dead. However, that's a pretty scary board. So the only play he could do here is to slam down that statue. So the statue's going to bring him up to 8. He hopes it doesn't. Yeah, he hopes that it hits the 7-5, but the 5-5 is fine. Sluzzle's at 1. Does his opponent have 1 damage? No, he doesn't. Okay. So, I would imagine the Sluzzle is going to resurrect a lot more of those Obsidian statues. So, yeah, I like the heal there instead of the sphere. So, again, Sluzzle still might be dead to a randomly discovered effect. There's also Master Spell that would make him die. Lots of ways for Sluzzle to die here. What he would love is for his opponent to start trading, and his opponent is doing just that. Hitting the 7-5 is nice. They're running Holy Nova, that's kind of weird. I haven't seen a lot of big priest lists main decking Holy Nova.
Thank you.
Okay, so Sluzzle has managed to scrape back to 11 life. The top deck Scrapyard Colossus is really nice. The other option is to play Mass Resurrection and get a whole bunch of statues. That would be a more sensible choice, I'd imagine. He's going for the statue. Okay. So keep in mind, if he played the Greater Diamond Spellstone, he'd only get 1 statue, but if he played the Mass Resurrection, he would have got 3 statues. But he opted to make his res pool a little bit more varied, which is fine. Top deck Shadow Essence. I think he still has to go with the Mass Resurrection here. 3 statues. That's lucky. Because there were 3 statues, the Scrapyard Colossus, and the leftover from the Death Rattle. Well, Sluzzle has basically healed back up from 1. That's the power of Obsidian Statue. Yeah, Servitude's nice here. He could go for the Shadow Essence Servitude. Getting the Vargoth would be nice. Didn't get it. Now the choice is between Obsidian Statue and Scrapyard Colossus. Typically against aggro, you'd want to go with the Scrapyard Colossus, and against control, you want to go with the statue. So I agree with his choice there. He opted not to attack, which makes sense because then his opponent would have a 7-7 for a better trade on the board. Okay. No, he doesn't. Yeah, he needs to draw a different card here because he wants to get not the big minions. Vargoth is actually not that great here. But at least if Sluzzle puts down the Vargoth, it goes into the res pool. Is there a way to clear? He needs to go Breath of the Infinite. But then, does he have to trade? No, he could go trade dice here. Okay, I think that turn was okay. He may have missequenced a little bit there. I'm not quite sure. That's a really nice pull off the palm reading. But this also tells Sluzzle that his opponent only has those minions left in the deck. which is good news. So his opponent's drawn most of the minions. Holy Smite is not terrible. He could Holy Smite the Blooded Cahoon and Spellstone. So I like that he Spellstoned first, so he can choose to either go Smite and 50-50 the Spellstone, or just go for the guaranteed Spellstone. I like that. Another palm reading by his opponent. Both of Sluzzle's palm readings are still in the deck. It's quite unfortunate. So if I was Sluzzle's opponent, I wouldn't trade the Blooded Cahoon here. Oh! Shadow Manus is cute. But yeah, he doesn't trade the Blooded Cahoon, Sluzzle's opponent, because his opponent wants to draw something out of the deck, or draw a copy of something out of the deck. Embrace Darkness. Interesting choice. But this just means Sluzzle would just trade it off, so I don't know if that was a wise choice, targeting the Vargoth. I feel like targeting the statue would have been more sensible. So trades in the Vargoth. Was that right? Should he have not done that? Because of Mass Resurrection? He could have potentially got an extra Mass Resurrection off the Vargoth. But maybe in Sluzzle's mind, he doesn't want his opponent to get that Vargoth. Okay, does he bump? He's going for the bump. So the Holy Smite might hit the 4-3. Oh, but the Vargoth died. Never mind. I guess it makes sense to kind of start chiseling down. Oh, it doesn't hit the 7-1. That's unfortunate. Okay, that is not the best resurrection ever, but it's still not bad. Okay, so Essence is going to pull Blood of Cahoon guaranteed, which will pull a copy of either one of the two Blood of Cahoons or the Scrapyard Colossus. Okay, so his opponent has 20 on board. There's always that fear of Master Spell happening as well. There's Sluzzle's palm reading. What can he get? He needs some sort of clear off it. Oh, he's going for Resurrect. Never mind. Okay. It's too bad there was no Vargoth there. Okay, so opponent doesn't have Master Spell. It's trading away. Sluzzle's run out of Resurrect effects in hand, which is unfortunate. There are 2 Resurrect cards in the deck. And a palm reading. Okay, I don't think he takes that penance, does he? He's going for it. Looks like he's planning on doing a Psychic Scream. Oh, there's a Mind Blast. That's a maybe lethal. So screaming this is actually not the worst play. But Sluzzle's hand is really terrible now. Okay, so that Wave of Apathy would be to power up the Spellstone. That's quite the Spellstone. Okay, Sluzzle needs...
The light shall burn you.
I mean, it's a res effect, but it's only going to be 2 minions. I don't think that's going to cut it.
Wow. The light shall burn you.
Okay, Sluzzle is alive. He needs Mass Resurrection. Palm Reading is probably a better choice, actually. Try and get a Scream or just anything. Wow, those are terrible choices. What could Free from Amber get that's any good? A statue? Another statue, maybe? It gets summoned, not played, so it's not like a Deathwing can do anything. Those are some terrible options.
Wow.
Priest, the light serves me now.
I believe Sluzzle is dead. Yep, here comes the concede.
You have better.
Well, please, slow up my headphones! No! Broke my headphones and my webcam. Well, thank you all for watching. If you want to try this deck yourself, you'll find the deck code in the description below. If you'd like to support this channel, you can click the subscribe button, click the notification bell, and until next time, hope to see you again.